Welcome back, everyone. And I do mean everyone. It's Forgotten Circus. So we got the official announcement. It's slated that the Mandalorian Grogu movie is coming out in May 2026. So that gives that about 2 years for them to mess everything up. Because I don't trust Disney, I don't trust Lucasfilm anymore. But you know what? Remember when it was the flagship? That was the show, The Mandalorian. It was filled with all the mystery of who's the Mandalorian, who is it. You remember when it first came? I'm a sucker for the Mandalorian, so I'll always give it a shot because I think it started out as a brilliant idea for a TV show that could possibly turn into a film. There was a lot. It had a lot of upside. You know, first season was great. Who would have thought that? To be honest with you, and they did that marketing right. I don't understand what happened. You need to get those people back that did that first trailer because you didn't know. You were like, oh, it's a Star Wars. It's they're starting Disney Plus. Who's this? The Mandalorian? Who is that? And then you brought in Grogu or Baby Yoda at the time. Didn't have a name yet. You brought that into the mix, and everybody's like, oh, and everybody's just running to stores buying all the merchandise for the Mandalorian and all. I don't understand how you had that lightning in a bottle and just deferred from that to do some woke agenda or whatever agenda you were trying to push because it was amazing. And then you saw the first season, and then you saw and it was great. The connection between the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like who would have thought a little baby Yoda? It was genius. And it worked. And for some odd reason, Disney found a way to mess. I mean, even the second season was you brought back Luke. It's like what everybody's like, what? This is amazing. And we were forgetting about all the failed Star Wars and all that. You distracted us from it with something that was great. It felt Star Wars. You could feel it. And then you came out with season 3. And you came out with Book of Boba Fett. And you know the animated is still doing pretty good. The Bad Batch is still good. You know now you got like I don't know what's going on with what's the new one, Tales of Jedi. The animated, but the live action, that's where it started. It started out in the live action, and you did season 3, and it was like okay, you know how do you move from the magic of the first season and the second season, and then you come up with season 3 and expect every Star Wars fan around the world to be on board for a movie. Then you got Ahsoka. I didn't mind Ahsoka. And Andor's not in this realm, so I'll leave that out a little bit. But I didn't mind Ahsoka. It could have been a lot better. But you do things like you come out with the acolyte, which I don't know. Maybe it will be good. Maybe I'm gonna give you this. Maybe the acolyte's going to be amazing, and it's going to build towards this film. Cross our fingers. But this is Kathleen Kennedy and Iger and Headland and people like that that are doing these things. You know? But it could be, to be honest with you, it could. All right. In my heart, I want it to be good. But in my brain, I got to leave it up to some like skepticism here because I don't know if they can regain that magic in this movie. And if you're going to call it the Mandalorian Grogu, if you stay with that title, make it the Mandalorian Grogu. Don't do it like Boba Fett, where totally the Mandalorian and Grogu took over the whole show. and it's kind of out of it's disrespectful to the character of Boba Fett. Very important character, very mysterious, and there were he was better in the Mandalorian than he was in his own show. What are we doing here, Disney? And it's 2026. So what are we doing in between? What are we doing in between there? So you got the acolyte, right? The wackolite. That's what I'm going to call it until it comes. Surprise me. Surprise me. Please surprise me. Love Star Wars. Please. We need it right now. Trust me. We need, and we're holding on. We're holding on. And you can talk about Star Wars fans all you want. You can call us nerds. You can talk about people that are like, oh, they don't understand Star Wars. Yeah, we do. Probably a lot more than you do. That's obvious. So this may be one of those where you're stuck in between. So what are we doing, an Ahsoka thing? Is that gone? So this is 2 years. So it's not a lot of time to do all these shows in between to lead up to that. Because if you're just going to do their adventures, then they just end off wherever they go. Then okay, I understand that. You just want them to, because in the last season they did show that he was going to do stuff for the Republic, and well, not for the pro, but for the basically for the Rebel Squadron. This may even give you 2 years where you get Gina Carano back. I think Gina Carano, you got her to check, she'll come back, man. I really wanted to come back. Everybody wants to come back. I mean, we could put out a petition, be like, everybody just shake hands. What's done is done. Water under the bridge. Maybe you can. I want Gina Carano back, and then we don't have Grief Cargo because you know Carl Weathers died, but I'm pretty sure it's Disney, so they'll find a way to probably recreate him in it, deep fake or something, because that's what they do. But you got to recreate the magic with this. You really do. This is super important because look how much money came to Disney from just creating a little green guy that looked like Yoda. Because the Mandalorian already looked fire before, and they didn't pull it. It was like where's that marketing team? Where are they at? Usually, I would be so excited about this, but I don't know what they're going to do. And you could have it where it's the Mandalorian and Grogu throughout the whole movie, and the last probably like 20 minutes to half an hour, you bring all the characters in. Because you don't even know where you're at right now. Do we have Ahsoka 2? Are we going to do like I don't know, another spinoff in between? That's only 2 years, not a lot of time. And then most people will look at it like, you're doing this movie, and if it's the Mandalorian and Grogu, what about the other stuff? What about Thrawn and other threats at that time? And they're saying that they want this to lead into the new trilogy or the old trilogy. So this is 7 years. It's going to be about 7 years, right? Around 7 years before this comes out. So this is the only Star Wars movie that's slated, besides the James Mangold one, which nobody really knows that much about. There's been rumors and stuff about that. But if he does it, say what you want about James Mangold, but if you could pull this one off, this one being good, this movie, and end off the Mandalorian saga, and don't give me that thing where you show, because George Lucas always said, stay true to George Lucas. He always said he knows where Yoda's from. He knows the planet. But for you to know is not for you to know. It's a mystery, and it'll always be a mystery. Do not have them, or if you're going to do it in this show and show where Yoda and his species is from, at the end of the movie, you're like, you ready to go home? You ready to go home, Grogu? And then they just go off. This was your flagship. Treat it with care. Please treat this with care. And you know what? Star Wars fans will probably respect you. They'll probably be back on board Disney and Lucasfilm if you treat this one right, because you had that in season 1 and 2 perfectly. You took the world by storm, so end it off by storm. You know. So it's one of those things. What are they going to do with it? There's a lot of stuff. We don't know if there's Ahsoka. We don't know if there's a Bo-Katan spinoff. Maybe I would like to see that probably later because Katie Sackhoff is amazing, and it's not her fault that they pushed her to the forefront and kind of pushed another character back, two characters back in their own series. It's not your fault. It's just how it's run by Disney and Lucasfilm right now. But if you could pull this off, there's got to be somebody that can do this there. You got all those great minds. You make all this money, and I don't want the stage. Just just do it right. Do it justice, please. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, just do it justice. Just do it justice, and bring us Revan. And then if you do all this and that's successful, maybe the Acolyte's successful. Mandalorian Grogu's successful, you know? And then you can do James Mangold's thing, be like, whoa, that one was pretty good. You could throw the Ray movie in there. I don't know, because it's Ray Skywalker. But then you bring Revan. That's what you need to do. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I want everybody to subscribe, and I do mean everyone. I'm trying to build this to 1K. Come on, everybody. Come on, just subscribe. Do one little click. That's all it takes. But I appreciate y'all, man. And I do mean everyone.